What's going on, everybody? How you doing? We are on to part 2 of this Alex Lifeson 1996 interview on Victor Rockline. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos. Check it out. If you like the channel, you want to support the channel, you can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address, and I do donation request videos. So if there's something you want me to listen to, watch, talk about, a question, hit me direct, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and in the notes section, leave a description, leave a link, let me know what you want the video to be on, and I'll make the video. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's get to this part 2. Bam.
Victor, Alex Lifeson, there's a song, that's the opening track from the album, as a matter of fact, and lyrically, that's sort of cutting right to the chase, isn't it, Alex? Getting right to it.
That guy's not feeling too good.
Apparently not.
He's a little peed off.
Don't Care is the name of the track from Victor. Let's talk to Andy now in Wichita, Kansas. He's listening to T95. Hi, Andy.
Hi, my question is, how did you get hooked up with Edwin from I Mother Earth to play in Victor?
I Mother Earth opened the last show that we did on the last tour, which was here in Toronto. And although I didn't get a chance to meet Victor that night, I met some of the other guys in the band. And when it came time to think about vocalists for Victor, I had to listen to their CD and thought that Edwin would really suit the material well. He just has a certain quality and a menace in his voice that for songs like Don't Care, for example, or The Big Dance, I just thought he'd be perfect. I called him up and he said that he'd love to give it a whirl, and we got together and we've become quite good friends. And I think he's done just a fabulous job on it. I thought it was great.
No question.
Performances.
And I Mother Earth, did I hear you say earlier that they have a new album coming out this spring?
Yeah, they're just finishing up now. They may, in fact, be done. And I think they're talking about a release in the next month or two, with a tour following, beginning in April. So look out for that. They'll be great. I played on one of the songs on the record, and the material is really strong. It's going to be a really good album for them, I think.
Looks forward to that. Let's head to the Chicago area. Chris, listening to 103.9 The Wabbit in Chicago. He's in Grays Lake, Illinois. Chris, you're on with Alex.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Fine. What's your question, Chris?
I wasn't supposed to say how you doing, but oh well. I actually got a request and a question. The request is, the song By Tour and the Snow Dog hasn't been played in about 50 tours.
Oh, my God.
Could you maybe do it next time?
Oh, my God.
And,
yeah, we were holding out for the 51st.
Oh, my God.
And my question is, the Auden poem, Victor, is obviously pretty dark and disturbing. And what got you interested in Victor, and why did you decide to put it to music?
I was fiddling around with the music. I wanted to have something on the record that was a little different than the other songs. I really wanted to have some variety overall on the record. I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a song where I didn't actually play guitar on and just did all the programming. I thought also once the music had been written that it'd be kind of fun to do a spoken word thing, sort of a pseudo beatnik kind of reading. And I opened a book that I have of his collected poems to Victor, and I read it through, and although Victor, the poem, is very, very long, I condensed it for the song. It really cut the essence of what the record was about, dealing with the dark side of love and how it can push you to do things that are pretty horrific. So it seemed to suit the record quite well.
And not only, and I want to make sure I'm correct on this, Alex, but not only is the album named Victor, but the project, and indeed the people you're working with collectively, are also being called Victor. Am I right about that?
That's right. I didn't want to call it the Alex Lifeson Project or the Big Shot, Big Deal Project. I mean, everybody that worked on the record was so into it, and and I just felt that it would be fair to have everyone involved as more of a band project, and to salute them for it.
Let's talk to Tom now in Springfield, Ohio, listening to 104.7 WTUE in Dayton this evening. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Alex, I'm happy to be able to talk with you tonight.
Thanks.
I have two questions for you. First, let me say I think the record's absolutely brilliant. But I think only the first three songs there's a hint of your work with Rush, and the balance of the record seems to lean toward a more modern rock or more alternative side of rock. I was wondering if there was ever any discussion about marketing the album to other than traditional rock stations.
No, we never really talked about that, and I never really thought about that. When I set out to do the record, I just wanted to... I really wanted to wing it. Whatever I felt that day instinctively is what I kind of followed up on. So there was no game plan for it. As far as I was concerned, once I finished the record, it was done, and if no one heard it, that's okay. At least I did it. All of that stuff comes later, and it's usually in somebody else's hands. Yeah. That's better suited for that sort of thing.
Really a myriad of styles on this record. You cover a lot of ground here. There's a lot of different places to go. Amanda in Hillshore, New Hampshire, listening to 100.3 WHEB in Portsmouth tonight. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Amanda.
I have 2 questions. First, I was wondering, what kind of feedback have you gotten from Geddy and Neil on this album?
They were both very, very positive and very supportive. They, I don't think, wanted to get involved in it in the early stages of it while I was writing and recording. I mean, they always asked how things were going, but I think they wanted to basically stay fairly neutral on it and didn't want to, affect at all what I was doing. After I finished, they were the first 2 people that I gave copies to, of course, and the feedback that I've gotten back from them has been very positive and very supportive, and I love them for that.
Alex is at Q107 in Toronto tonight, near his own hometown there. Stan is in Brantton, Ontario this evening. Stan, you're on Rockline.
Hey, Alex, Happy New Year.
Hey, same to you, Stan.
I was wondering if stuff you'll do in the studio with Rush will bring you new and maybe a different style of playing because of the solo album?
Well, for me personally, I think that my level of playing is quite high right now, just because I've been working on this project for so much of last year, and I had 2 weeks off and then started this new Rush record. So I'm feeling like I'm in really good shape playing-wise. And the fact that we had a year and a half off and we all did other things, I mean, Geddy made this beautiful baby girl. Everybody came into the project feeling so good. We had, I think, the best time that we've ever had writing the material for the new Rush record, and we started recording it this past week. And I think it's going to be great. I really have high hopes for this one. It just feels so good.
We'll be looking forward to that. Back live with Alex Lifeson on Rockline. And this reminder, everybody who gets on the air with Alex tonight will receive a copy of Victor, courtesy of Atlantic Records, and a select few callers will be randomly chosen to receive a VCR Plus instant programmer so you can enjoy Rockline and your favorite TV show at the same time.
Oh, geez.
Very easy to use. Just punch in the plus code numbers from your TV listings and you're ready to go with Rockline and VCR Plus, so you don't miss a thing. Back to the phones now for Alex Lifeson. Robert in Ewing, Louisiana, listening to 92.3 WCKW in New Orleans this evening. Robert, say hello to Alex Lifeson.
Hello, Alex. How you doing?
Good, Robert, and you?
Yes, I'm doing just fine. Good weather down here today.
Not so up here.
I have a couple of quick questions. Years ago, you worked with Rick Emmett on a project, Beyond Borders.
Right.
Was that kind of the impetus for this project? Did you want to work more as a solo artist?
No, not really. That didn't have anything to do with it. I've worked on a couple of projects here and there whenever I've had the opportunity, and I enjoy doing that very much. But no, specifically that project had nothing to do with this.
Rick Emmett, of course, the driving force behind Triumph for many, many years. Kevin in Virginia Beach, Virginia, listening to FM 99 WNOR in Norfolk, Virginia this evening. Hi, Kevin.
Hello. Hey, Alex. How you doing?
Great.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you and the other guys from Rush for inspiring me to pick up the bass 15 years ago, and I think you're the most underrated guitarist I've ever heard. What I'd like to ask you was, have you thought about recording with the old Gibsons and Hi-Watts you used to use?
Actually, I've got a Hi-Watt that I picked up for recording on this album that we're working on now, as well as my stacks after stacks of Marshalls, and I'm using the Gibsons quite a bit in the studio. But I do like using the Paul Reed Smith guitars live and also in the studio. So I have a whole pile of stuff that I go through.
Got quite a setup there in your own home there, I understand too. Quite a studio there in the homestead there, right?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We managed to knock off pictures off the wall and and other things that were sitting on a desk out there, and that became a contest after a while. Can we turn it up loud enough to knock things over?
Vibrated right to the floor there.
Absolutely.
Let's talk to Ed now in Madison, Wisconsin this evening, listening to 101.5 WIBA FM. Ed, you're on with Alex.
Hi, Alex. Love your work.
Hi, Ed.
Very strong album. And as I'm listening along to it, I see your sense of humor cropping up and shutting up. I'm just wondering what possessed you to put that on the album. I got a kick out of it.
Yeah, right?
Well, the album was developing into quite a dark record.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to inject a little bit of levity in it. So I got my wife, Charlene, and her best friend, Esther, who's a real character, in to do this little bit of nagging about the funny little habits that some of us have, and the silly little things that we argue about that end up becoming big things in the overall picture. We had them in there for about 7 hours, going through so many different things, and they were well lubricated with a couple bottles of wine. And by the end of it, of course, we couldn't get them to shut up.
Of course, right.
They just didn't. What we supposed to got on a roll. And by the way, let me tell you, so we had a lot of fun with that one, though.
It sounded like Charlene might have been having a little too much fun there towards the end.
Yeah, well, Charlene's the straight girl. It's Esther that really takes over.
Oh,
there.
Is that right? That was a great set.
But that's Esther. Michael?
You got to hear that track on the Victor record. Let's talk to Jerry in Jacksonville, Florida, listening to Rock 105 tonight. Hi, Jerry.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be talking to Big Al Dexter of the Orbit Room.
Now you got it.
I have one question for you, Alex. Your son Adrian co-wrote the music and did the program for At the End and the Big Dance. My question would be, could we possibly see a CD from him in the future?
I sure hope so. He's written some stuff that just blows my mind. I mean, he's got a handle on creating moods and colors with music that is overwhelming. He's 18 years old. He's going to be 19 in March. And I think that he has a future in music, and I know that's what he wants to do. And I support him and stand by him 100%.
Is he a player as well? Does he play an instrument?
He's been playing guitar for 4 years. He's very good, even though I don't get a chance to hear him much. He's very secretive about his playing, but I sneak around the house and catch him when he's practicing. And he's a good player, but he's a really good songwriter, and he's developing those skills right now. And I think that perhaps in a couple of years, I might actually hear something from him.
Great skill to have. Good question there, Jerry. Thanks for the call.
Okay, that was cool. Yeah, his kid plays. I wonder if he still does. I haven't heard, and like what he's doing, I haven't heard anything about that, but that may just be not in my radar. Yeah, this is definitely a darker record. Yeah, he said everybody's called Victor, and which is interesting because when he brought up Edwin and like meeting him, I'm Mother Earth, he called him Victor, which I thought was a mistake. I thought he meant Edwin, but said Victor. Anyways, but maybe he meant Victor. I don't know. Yeah, definitely a darker record and aggressive. So many people. Yeah, I have 2 questions. One question gets cut off and goes to the next question. It's like so many in a row. It's like, yeah, I have 2 questions. Only ask one. Yeah, that whole thing with with Auden. Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't even notice that he didn't play guitar on that track. I just didn't like the music. Like I was just like, oh god, this one's not for me. This is no. I didn't even notice that he wasn't playing guitar on it. It was just a lot of synth stuff, like programming. Yeah, I can't believe that they did the shutting up for 7 hours. Like they were just in there for 7. They were probably just BSing half the time and just had record just the whole time. 7 hours. Maybe there was probably a lot of like trying to steer specific subjects or something like that. Maybe like get them to stay on track with the theme or something. I don't know. Yeah, geez. I don't think I've ever heard of I Mother Earth. Yeah, please play Biter and the Snow Dog. Yeah, that part was interesting, talking about how the album is about the dark side of love and how it could push you to do things that are horrific. That's like, yeah, okay. All right, that like shines a bit more light on the album and what it's about and kind of a theme, right? I mean, it is pretty dark for sure. Yeah, I mean, this is interesting. I mean, we got what, one more part left, one more part 3 left. This is maybe about as interesting as the album was, like kind of half and half. That's what I'm getting so far. Some things are cool, you know, like hearing about some things you're able to get out of it, and other things just like, okay, hey Alex, how you doing? I'm great. How you doing, Alex? I'm great. How you doing, Alex? I'm great. Weather's not so great here. How you doing, Alex? I'm great. AT&T, this, that, and the, I'm probably cutting all that crap out. There's whole lots of like ad stuff and, you know, yeah. Oh, what was that VCR Plus? I'm like, what is that? You guys, I mean, I had a VCR, but like VCR Plus, what the heck is that? That's something that didn't catch on or something? Some technology that was like in between other technologies that like didn't catch or something. Anyways, amazing. All right, guys, catch you in the next video.